So, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to our Thursday session. Um, Today, I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Simple question, which is, when you close your eyes and look within, what do you discover? What do you find? What do you find? What do you find? When you, right now, just close your eyes, look within yourself, and what do you find? What do you discover? What are you going to find there?
For me, I'd say breath first.
Breath, is it inside? Is that what you find inside? You use the breath as a vehicle. What do you find? What do you discover when you close your eyes and you become aware of your inner space? What do you discover in that? Anyone want to give me a shout?
It's like stillness.
Stillness, okay. What else?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on where exactly you are as to what you describe. Like at times I've got incessant chatter in my brain or in my mind, but other times I've got stillness and
Yeah, okay. What about you, Jess? What do you find when you close your eyes? Do you find emotions? Do you find thoughts? What do you find?
Probably emotions.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you a story, right? And it's a good story, this one. So it's about a Tibetan monk, a very, very enlightened human being who happened to be visiting. He'd lived on the mountains, so he decided he'd come down, and he was at the city, at the local village, city, whatever you can call it. And everyone knew what an incredibly gifted human being he was. And he decided that he'd stay there for 6 months. So every full moon, there was a special day for this particular group. So one day, it's full moon, they go to this great mystic and they say, look, today's a special religious day. We'd like you to come to us to our place of worship and be our guest of honor. And we'd like you to share your insight. He goes in, he goes, stands on the stage, and there's a lot of people there, and he says, do you know what I'm going to talk about? And they say, yes, of course we know what you're going to talk about. He goes, fine, then there's no need for me to say anything. And he walks off, right? And the guys think, why didn't he do that? He says, well, if you know what I'm going to talk about, what's the point of me saying anything? Yeah, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting your time. So they wait for another month and they strategize. And they say, you know what, this time, when he comes up and he asks us the same question, what do we say? We don't know what you're going to talk about, right? So he goes up, stands on the stage, and as usual, asks the question, do you know what I'm going to talk about? And they said, no, we have no idea. And he said, well, if you're not prepared, what's the point of me saying anything? So he walks off. Comes the third month, right? And they say, all right, this time, right, we're going to trap him. Half of us say we know, half of us say we don't know. So he comes up again, great fanfare, and they ask him, he asks everyone, do you know what I'm going to talk about? He said, yep, this group knows, this group doesn't. He said, well, tell this group to tell this group, so I don't have to waste my time. And he walks off. Yeah. And the story, as remarkably trivial it may seem, it has deep insight into it. And the insight is to do with what you're going to find within yourself. And what you find within yourself is content. Talk. Story. Some of the stories you know. Some of the stories you invent, and the one that you didn't know, you make up. So is there a fourth way? So if you invited this mystic to the stage what would your answer be? Is there a fourth way?
Is it like giving us a starting point or something?
It's silence. Because you can only learn in silence. You can only find your peace in silence. The noise is the noise. So when you close your eyes and you go begin to look within yourself, you will find, yes, there's the crowd, the supermarket, everyone, everything is chaotic. But if you have the discipline to stay with your breath or to stay with mantra, stay with your breath is the easiest at this stage. And you can kind of transcend that mental space, that content, you will always find peace. And that peace comes out of silence. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about you? That every time you go within, you arrive ultimately at the one that's watching the emotions, at the one that is watching the story, but isn't getting engaged. And because you're not getting engaged, you are not believing the story you're telling yourself. That's the crux of it. And this story illustrates this. We talk too much. We talk too much. And because we talk too much, wisdom never enters. The only answer to that man's fabulous question is stump. Because the moment you speak, the moment you have expressed something, you've created a block. You've created a barrier for yourself. It's like someone saying to you, oh, the moment you say to yourself, I know, what does that mean? I know. The moment you say that, I know, the implications of that is you don't need to learn anymore. And how often do we say that? Subconsciously, you switch off because you know. Yeah? Better to be silent. As I say, ik chup, so suk. Quiet in this moment will bring you 100 moments of peace. Yeah? Quiet in this moment. So to be quiet, to be open without the dialogue is the only way something will enter within you. The only way you will get what you deserve. Because if you are in the content, like I am or anyone else is, the moment you say, I know, this is like the blinkers. This is like the blinkers. Knowledge gives you the illusion of experience. Knowledge, the fact that you think you know. No? So this word of what it means to be, in my tradition, a Sikh is simply, I don't know. If you have an attitude of I don't know as you encounter anything, uncertainty, I don't know, the chances are you learn. But the moment you go, I know, you will block yourself. So next time someone asks you the question, do you know what I'm going to talk to you about? You know what the answer is. To be stopped.
I know nothing.
I know nothing. Yeah? The 3 stages of wisdom. I know everything. I know some things. And then I know nothing. Yeah? That's the place. But really what I want you to bring you to is actually enter your meditation with this inquiry. What am I finding in there? Not reacting to it. What I'm like you walk into a zoo. Oh, I wonder what's here. Yeah, and there are some things which are frightening, and there are some things, but they can't do anything to you. Remember that. So if we move in our meditation with this idea of, oh, I wonder what I'm going to find in here. Not out of fear, but out of curiosity. And you will notice right now, the moment you close your eyes, you might have darkness. So you're going to find darkness in there. And you say, oh, I have thoughts. So you're going to find thoughts in there. Oh, I feel emotional waves coming up and down. So, these are little waves of energy, which I describe as emotions. They make me cry or they make me laugh. What else are you going to find? And as you begin to look at each one of those things, you separate yourself from it. The moment you, I've done this so many times, the moment you begin to see something separate from yourself, the moment you have the perception, oh, here's a little rock thing or here's a little stick, you are not the stick. So the moment we begin to see the thoughts, we separate from them, we label them. The moment we see emotions, whether sad ones, good ones, whatever ones, we see it. The moment we see a story, or I'm telling myself the same stuff, the moment we see it, the moment you separate from it. And as soon as you separate from it, your emotions comes down. That's it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So in this container, approach your inner space like a container, right? And you will also find that this container has no edge. When you look within and when you go into the silence, is there an edge to that silence? You say, oh, well, it's only about that far. Yeah? So we begin this inquiry with this questioning. What am I going to find there? What am I going to find there? And as we go along the meditation today, I hopefully, depending on how we get on, we will identify certain things. We'll identify certain things, and you notice if that's what your experience is or not. And then we can take it from there. Yeah? All good? Yeah? Good stuff. Okay, so let's begin. So, as usual, we always begin with our posture, and we ensure that our posture is upright without any discomfort, ideally. So, if we just have a quick scan of your body as you breathe in, bringing your focus to yourself, and begin to notice your body itself, begin to notice your posture. And let's just do a quick scan from the top of your head, moving down, using a hula hoop in your imagination. Just allow this to come down. And as you scan the body, give it full awareness and see if there's anything that's dominant, like a pain, a tightness, an itch. And if it is, all you want to do is notice where it is. So at this stage, we're not moving within ourselves, we are simply becoming aware of our physical body. Your shoulders are slightly pulled back, your chin is pulled in, so your back of your neck stretches a bit. Next breath in, you bring your focus now to the seat you're on. And this time, you want to become aware of the fact that you're held in place. So bring your focus to your sensations, where the seat makes contact with you. And using those sensations as an anchor. You're going to bring your focus gently up, becoming aware of your hips. So as you look at your hips or as you observe your hips, you notice there are sensations. So you can sense your hips. If there were no sensations, you couldn't sense it. As you breathe out, on your next breath out, you move your focus down your thighs. Again, what will you find? You will find sensations. You may discover pain, you may discover aches, but effectively, they're all sensations. And then from your knees, you move down, scanning the back of your legs, scanning the front, and then from your ankles, moving to your feet, and from your feet, moving to the soles of your feet. Bringing your focus back to the seat you love. And again, you're just going to allow yourself to be located. And what that means is simply becoming aware of where you are, here and now. So let's go with the here first. The ground holds you. The environment holds you, surrounds you. If you're warm, the warmth holds you. And then notice that the breath you're drawing in now can only be drawn in from the air in front of you. Once again, recognizing that you're embedded in the moment of now. Your body can't move a moment forward or a moment back. You can only draw breath in front of you. And the space that holds you. And then locate yourself a little bit wider. The environment you're in. Expanding your awareness to become aware of the room or the place that you find yourself. And then on your next breath out, see if you can focus your awareness a bit wider. Becoming aware of the city, the geographical location. And right this moment, you share this moment with all the stars, all the fish, all the earthworms, all the planets, all that exists right now exists with you, shares this moment with you. And you can't be anywhere else but this moment. Allow yourself to be grounded. Moving your focus back to the seat you're on. And as you breathe in, you're going to scan the lower back, moving up towards the middle back. Once again, take your time. What do you find? You find sensations. From your middle back, you move up towards your shoulder blades. And then once again, notice what you discover there. And all you will notice is there are sensations. You can sense this part of the body. Becoming aware of the shoulders. And then from your shoulders, moving your focus down to your elbows. From your elbows, moving down to your wrists. And then notice the palms of your hands. And then bringing your focus to the fingers on your hands. Next breath in, bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice what you find now. Becoming aware of the darkness, perhaps. Aware of the back of your eyelids. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften. Next breath in, bring your focus towards your mouth. And all we do is scan the upper lip, scan the lower lip, and then gently move your focus within your mouth. And what do we discover there? There are sensations on the roof of your mouth, sensations on the inside cheeks, and sensations on the tongue itself. Allow your tongue to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. And then allowing your face to soften. Next breath in. Bring your focus back to the body as best as you can. And with a curious inquiry, what do you discover? Any pain, any aches, any dominant sensation that draws your attention? And now bringing your focus just beneath your nose and begin to watch your breath. Allowing your breath to breathe by itself. And what do you discover? The breath breathes by itself. You discover that each in-breath has a start and an end. Each out-breath has a start and an end. Remember to have that inquiry. Now on your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus a bit deeper into yourself, your inner climate. And again, remember, inquiry. What will you discover here? Let's look at our mental space. Right now, do you feel alert or do you feel drowsy? What's the dominant story today? What has occupied your mind today? Notice what thoughts are floating around, if any. And now bringing your focus to your chest. Again, remember the inquiry. What do we discover here? That as the breath comes in, the chest moves out. As the breath goes out, the chest moves in. And as you hold your focus at your chest, you discover there are subtle sensations around the ribs. And these sensations change with your breath. Now moving your focus a bit deeper into yourself, right at your very heart center. And again, go with the inquiry mind, waiting to discover what you're going to find there. And as you hold your awareness, see if you can notice how you're actually feeling right this moment. Do you feel settled? Do you feel unsettled? What do you discover as you sit here, holding your focus at your heart? What do you find there? And then on your next breath out, opening your awareness to all the sounds around you, and begin to listen. Listening. Now what do we find within ourselves? Notice there's only you who's having the experience that you're having. In other words, there is only a singularity. Notice the absence of time. The absence of fear, the absence of hate. Then gently bringing your focus just beneath your nose. And all you want to do at this stage is simply watch the breath coming in, breath going out. And once again, we have that inquiry mind. And as you watch your breath, what do you find? How is the in breath different from the out breath? Notice what begins to happen the longer you stay with your breath. What do you discover within you? And with the same inquiring mind, follow your out breath all the way till the end. Notice what happens when it finishes. And you discover there's a tiny little gap at the end of your out breath before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that. Stay with your breath, following your out breath all the way till the end. Notice how you're breathing now. How does the breath feel? Again, with the inquiring mind, does the breath feel light or does it feel heavy? And again, with the inquiring mind, bringing your focus now to the sound of your breath. What do you discover? There's a subtle sound as the breath comes in, and a subtle sound as the breath goes out. Inquiring mind. What does the in-breath sound like? What does the out-breath sound like? Stay with your breath. And now, on your next breath out, once again, simply open your awareness to all the sounds, noises around you, including the sound of your breath. And what do you discover? What do you find? What do you discover? And now, as you look within yourself, what do you discover? Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath in silence. Noticing the experience that you're having right now. What do you discover? If there is peace, notice the peace. If there is tranquility, notice the tranquility. If there is silence, notice the silence. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your whole body once again. Notice your posture. Notice if there's any discomfort in the body. Bringing your focus to your seat. Notice you're still held in place. Sensations where your chair makes contact with your body, and then using those sensations as an anchor. Notice your hips, moving down your thighs towards your knees. Gently moving from your knees to your ankles. Notice your feet and the soles of your feet. Your back is straight and upright, shoulders, arms, hands relaxed. Eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Bringing your focus just beneath your nose. And once again, notice. As you breathe in, you can sense your body. As you breathe out, you can sense your body. As you breathe in, you feel calm. As you breathe out, you feel calm. Breathing in, there is silence. Breathing out, there is silence. So where you begin to notice that the first thing you discover as you look within yourself is awareness. Awareness of sensations, awareness of thoughts, awareness of emotions, and awareness of awareness itself. Awareness of peace, awareness of silence. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few slow, deep breaths in And in your own good time, gently opening your